Hey guys, this is Leeza. I recently turned 29, so today I wanted to do a video about my early 20s versus my late 20s and just how some of my attitudes have changed over that time. Let's start with my sense of self-worth. In my early 20s, it was so hard for me to resist the tendency to attach my sense of self-worth to my appearance and my productivity. I believed that I just owed it to the world to look a certain way and make a certain amount of money in order to be considered worthy. I exercised more than I wanted to. I ate less than I wanted to. I was basically always thinking about how I could be thinner or look more beautiful. I would wear makeup whenever I wasn't alone. In my late 20s, I've become much more aware of how limiting this tendency is and therefore much more equipped to push back against the social conditioning that particularly as women we're constantly faced with. Just realizing that I am more than what I look like made me so much more at terms with who I am and comfortable in my skin. The other idea that I've been able to slowly shake off as I reach my late 20s is this idea that it's cool to be busy, that you have to always be working, and that somehow your success as an individual is a reflection of your bank balance. We're brainwashed into giving money this inordinate amount of value as if we don't have it, we aren't valuable as people, and just shaking off that idea as well has been incredibly liberating. It took me several years though to come to this realization that it's actually very limiting to attach your sense of self-worth to things that are as transient and superficial as how you look and how much money you have, because those things are going to change. You're inherently valuable just by being human. And I think that reminding myself that was much harder than I'm making it sound now. And it's still a struggle. I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say that there were moments where I look at myself in the mirror and wish that my nose was smaller or my boobs were bigger. And similarly, of course, I feel financially insecure sometimes or wish I was doing better, wonder if I'm doing enough. But I feel like just being conscious of the fact that there is more to life, so much more to life than how you look and how much money you make, was a huge evolution for me, I think, over the course of my 20s. Okay, next, let's talk about how my views on love and relationships and dating has changed over the years. In my early 20s, I was definitely going on many more first dates. I think I had a willingness and optimism to give more people a chance, and I was definitely also less comfortable being alone. And I think that meant that I was less picky about who I spent my time with. Now, the flip side of that is that I was probably also sometimes more careless with people's feelings than I would be today, just as they were with mine. It's hard to partake in casual dating without somewhat, at least, commodifying people, because it really allows you to behave in a way that's self-serving. You can go on a couple of dates, and if you're not interested, you can just disappear without explanation. So you can sort of use each other in this weird way, and I was definitely guilty of that. Often, each party was only looking after their own interests without any real concern for the other. People often seemed weirdly disposable, as if two people were only together until something better came along. By the time I hit my late 20s, I realized that I neither wanted to treat people like that nor be treated like that. And I realized also that I actually much prefer being alone than to meeting most of the people I encounter. I realized that both in my personal life and in my friendships, I would only be willing to invest my time and emotional energy if there was a mutual commitment to being vulnerable and kind and honest with each other. Perhaps that's just natural, a sort of natural progression. You kind of have to experience the stuff that you do as a younger person to get to that place where I feel like I am now, and maybe that'll even change more. So I'm not saying one is good or bad, but I definitely feel there was a very distinct evolution in this part of my life. Just think about how much we are socially conditioned to exaggerate even the physical differences between the genders. I mean, as a woman, don't you feel silently obligated to exaggerate your femininity by doing things like getting rid of all your body hair, or wearing a push-up bra, or makeup, or tight dresses, or high heels, or all these things that women silently feel obligated to do, just as men feel the same sort of social pressure to exaggerate their masculinity, going to the gym, or dressing a certain way, or having a beard, or whatever it is. We would look and behave so much more like each other if we weren't from a young age feeling this need to perform our gender. And because women's issues have always been so important to me, in my early 20s, somehow the identity marker that I was most attached to was the fact that I'm a woman. My femaleness seemed the most fundamental aspect of my identity to me. But as I've reached my late 20s, the identity marker I now feel most attached to is the fact that I am human. And I think my humanness is going to inform the way I see myself going forward. Earlier, my body used to sort of spring up on me by surprise, I'd panic because I was suddenly sick. And now I've gotten so much better at sort of anticipating what my body needs. You learn what works for your body and what doesn't. And so you get better also at taking care of yourself. But perhaps my favorite thing of all was that on my 29th birthday, when I thought of what I wanted or what I would change, I really couldn't think of anything. For the first time ever, I just felt genuinely happy and grateful to be me. I didn't want to be anything else or be anyone else. And the genuine wish in my heart going forward was that instead of being more like anyone else, I would just be more myself. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and please share it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.